Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. Today I've started a new little episode. We're going to try to look at this maybe every week, 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This is kind of like a day filler, but I think it's something that's going to apply and be very interesting to you guys. Everybody remembers the old Beckett magazines, the hot and cold list. We're going to do that, except I'm going to do it super efficient. 5 Jordan cards over the last month that have been hot. 5 Jordan cards over the last month that have been cold. There are a couple of caveats and a couple of prerequisite criteria that we need to discuss. So I need more than one data point. I need a little bit of a trend. Sometimes we'll zoom out to check 3 months to make sure it's not just an aberration. I'm only doing PSA 10s today. I don't think it's always going to be this way. In fact, maybe we'll do PSA 8 hot and cold as well. Today we're going to look at just some 5 PSA 10 Jordan cards that have gone up over the last month, 5 PSA 10 Jordan cards that have gone down over the last month. Let's always start with the negative. Let's start, and I've got Cardladder Index pulled up. I'll show you guys how I got the data. Again, I did not vet the data. I am simply a purveyor of information. I am conveying data to you. You guys make of it what you will. If one of these sales was invalid, or it was a fake card, or it was a scam account, or you think it was shilled, I didn't look at the bidding history, I don't have time to do all that stuff for you guys. So I'm just passing data along. I can't verify the accuracy of it. That's Cardladder's job. If you got a problem with that, call Cardladder. But this is what I use, and usually, I like to find more than 1 or 2 data points so we can, kind of establish a trend. And so you'll kind of get the gist of it. Let's start with the bad first, right? So I'm in the Cardladder Index. I have gone into the Michael Jordan specific card index. I have typed in PSA 10, and this is going to pull up every Michael Jordan PSA 10 card within the Cardladder database. Again, I don't have access to every Michael Jordan card in the world. There could be significantly worse performing Michael Jordan cards than the ones you're about to see, but I can't pull those up. I'm only talking about the cards that are in the Cardladder database, so just work with me here. This is the best we can do. I've got it sorted by the worst performing cards over the last month. As you can see, the worst performing card, believe it or not, is an extremely rare Skyview card, but there's not enough data points. So I don't want to give the impression that the Skyview PSA 10 is going down because there was one sale here, and that's all we have for like the last 100 days. That's not data. That's not dependable. It's not predictable. So I'm going to try to weed out anomalies like that, good or bad. I'm not going to, a card doubles overnight. I'm not going to say it's up 100% if there's only 2 sales in the last 100 days. I'm just not going to do that. I need a little bit more, which is going to weed out some of the more rare, scarce, low-pop Jordans out there. The first card that does have sufficient data points is this one. And what I mean is, and you're going to say, well, wait, Cajun, you just said there's only 2 data points. And by the way, we're talking about the 1991 Hoops card number 30. I actually just bought a card that looks very similar to this. It was the Team Night Sheets perforated Jordan PSA 10. This is the pack pulled 1991 Hoops card number 30. There are only 2 data points. It did go from 102 to 58. Somebody got a nice deal. So what I'm saying is I will zoom out and show you it's more than just 1. This card has gone down 4 consecutive sales. So the card was at 137.50 after a really good 30 days from the beginning of the year to about February 12th. That was a really good 40-day run where the card ran from $78 up to $137. The last 1, 2, 3, 4 cards have all been down. This is probably an outlier. If I had to guess, this is probably not. I'm guessing this is a $90 to $105 card, but this card is the worst performing card on our list so far. Number 2, and again, I'm skipping through cards with insufficient data. When we skip down, we're going to go with the 1996 Topps base PSA 10. That's the card right there with Jordan finishing around Alonzo in his Concord 11s with his left hand. And Alonzo helpless at the rim. Not going to happen, even though he's one of the best shot blockers in history. And over the last 1 month, you'll see this card's come down from a consistent, steady $85. There was one blip right here, down to $60. It looks to me like it's a relatively consistent downward trend. If we look at it over 3 months, it does undulate, but it looks like a pretty consistent downward path, and it's down 29.4% over the last 90 days. If we go back to the next card, we're going to go back to 1 month. It's going to be the 1992 Skybox base card number 31, which you see right here. That's the card with Jordan facing up, jab stepping, about to create some space, and probably, quite likely, shoot a fadeaway. But this is what the card's done over the last month. It's down 29.37%. As you can see, it was at 126, 140, 130. There was, again, another anomaly, which you will see from time to time. You can click View All Sales and go look at these specific sales and really, truly vet them and do your research if you want to. But it looks to me like since it hit that 140 high, it's come down, 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 and then down again all the way below $100. I'm going to go out on a limb as a Pop 494 card. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is probably a $100 card is where it should be. It's where it belongs, like an $80 to $100 card, something like that. The last one sold $89. It's a regular Skybox, not a Skybox Premium, but that's number 3 on our cold list. Next, we move to the 1996 Hoops. Big Finish, and this one surprises me because I really, really like this card. I've featured this card on my channel before. I don't think it looks like an ordinary base card. It reminds me of Strawberry Milk or Strawberry Yoo-Hoo or Strawberry Nestle's Quick. I don't know why, but that's what you get. It's called the Big Finish. It's a subset card. It's not a true insert. It's the 96 Hoops, card number 176. It's got a little beam of light coming out of Jordan's chest, exploding out of there after he just dunked the ball. That's what the card looks like. It's a Pop 209 card, not a rare card or a hard to gem card, a 30% gem rate. In PSA 10, the card's gone 120, 120, and then it dipped down here to 90, below $100. I like this pickup. I think this is probably a card just because of the way it looks, and just it looks significantly better than the Skybox card that we looked at. That's just me. That's just my opinion. This card's got a little bit better eye appeal, but it has dropped. Again, only 3 data points, but we can kind of substantiate it when we zoom out to the last 3 months and see the card was up 120, 165, and then it came all the way down here in the 100 range, and it looks like it most recently hit 90. It's dipped below 100 a couple times. Depending on how you finagle it, if you looked at the last 45 days, it might look like it's up, and it probably is. But this is card number 5, number 4 on our cold list, and then shockingly, this one really surprised me. The next card on our cold list, the 5th card we're going to look at, is the 1998 East-West, right? Not the refractor. This is just the base East-West. It's a Pop 350 card. It's an expensive card, so it's the first big card we've looked at. It's a 4-figure card. 1,175 was the last sale yesterday on March 25th. If we look at the trend, that's a very clear downward trend. 1,500, 1,226, 1,297, 1,280, 1,076, 1,175. So a little bit of undulation, really not so bad from this high of 1,500. But if we zoom out to 3 months, you can see the card was already at 1,700. And so from that 1,700, it's been a relatively steady decline until the last 2 of 1,076 and 1,175. Let's see where this card settles. Again, cards are not always going to hit that flat line bottom. It's always going to be an up or a down where people think they're, playing arbitrage. So we'll see where this card goes. But this is a big card. Again, for those of you not familiar with the 1998 Topps East-West, it features one of the best of the East and then one of the best of the West in that same position, front and back. And there also is a refractor parallel to these insert cards right here. The East player is supposed to be featured on the front. That is the front of the card. The West player is supposed to be on the back of the card because that is the back of the card. And the back of this Jordan card is Kobe Bryant, which makes this card relatively highly sought after. Specifically, the refractor version is very highly sought after. So that does it for our cold. Let's look at our 5 hottest cards, which is what people want to see. Again, pulling from the Cardladder database, sorted by Michael Jordan cards in the Michael Jordan Index, and only looking at PSA 10s. The best performing, the number 1 performing card over the last 1 month is up 88%, and it's this round ball royalty without coating. Of course, these cards came with coating. This is the version without the coating, which is the one that I vote for because I like to peel the coating. Yes, the hobby is split. Some people like to peel, some people like to leave it. I like to peel the coating off and see the card itself the way God intended. Haha, just kidding. But over the last 3 months, let's look at the last 1 month. Only 2 data points. It jumped from 425 to 800. That's double. That right there should be a red flag. You want to take a very close look at these sales. I kind of substantiated it by going back 3 months to make sure that it wasn't just a crazy anomaly. You can click View All Sales and go look at this last sale and see if it was total bullshit. That's where you come in. I can't do it for you. I can just tell you probably want to look into it. 420. 384, rebounds back to 425 625 and then jumps to 800. That seems a little inorganic. We're going to put this at number 1 on our list with an asterisk, up 88%. What if we back out to 6 months? Well, that's where you can get a little bit more substantiated. 365, 365, 276, 420, 384, 425. Even if you throw this out over the last 6 months, it looks like the card's doing pretty well. It's only a Pop 75 card. It does have a 50% gem rate. Damn, that's a whopper. I was not expecting that. 50% gem rate on that card. Card number 2, the hottest card, the second hottest card, almost a 4-figure card. I'm a happy owner of this card, just like the Round Ball Royalty without coding. This is the 1993 Ultra Famous Nicknames, a really cool insert set. It features Alonzo Mourning. I think it features Tony Kukoc. Features Alonzo Mourning, I believe. It features, I think, Larry Johnson. I might be wrong on that. And a couple of others. Excuse me, so rude of me to leave my phone volume on. But the Ultra Famous Nicknames, card number 7, this is what it's done over the last 1 month. Only 2 data points from 600 to 999 makes it a 62.34% jump. So you want to back out to 3 months to see if there's more there to it, and there is. 1, 2, 3 consecutive bumps. And so starting at a beginning price of $500, the cards jump to $550, then to $616, then all the way up to $1,000. I want to go back 2 years to see if this card ever got consistently over $1,000. It didn't, but if you look at this graph, it looks like it's kind of returning to where it was, if you don't mind me saying so. Now again, I don't like to think that the card jumped from a steady, consistent 400, 500, 600 all the way up to $999. So do your research and click on that sale and make your own decision and use your best judgment, because not all sales are accurate and reliable sales data points. I'm sorry, I can't vet them all for you. Next, card number 3 on our hot list, up 47% over the last 1 month, is the 1997 second year Topps Chrome base card number 123. Michael Jordan. This one's all scratched up. Hopefully that's on the slab and not on the card itself. I'm sure it is on the slab because it's a PSA 10. But Jordan finishing around my Bucks with Robin looking in the background. The big dog here, I don't know why, but I think that's Corliss Williamson, but he can't really jump, so that wouldn't make any sense. So I can't really tell, and I'm not even sure if Corliss Williamson played on the Bucks. I don't know. Let me know who you think that is in the background. I know that's the big dog, Glenn Robinson, National Collegiate Player of the Year, I think. 3 data points. Card jumped from $200 to $250, all the way to almost $300. So 3 data points to choose from. Let's look at it over the last 3 months. That's a pretty steady, healthy trend. It looks like the card was consistently in the 160, 170, 150 to 170 range. A little anomaly here. Then it hit a low of 145, and then it started running. 145, 209, 200, 250, 295. So the card's literally doubled since February 2nd. So it's doubled in less than 2 months. Click the data points, use your judgment. Next on our list, this is card number 4 on the hot list. It's the 1996 Season's Best Sticky Fingers. Beautiful card. Remember, there's a Topps and a Topps Chrome. This is the Topps version of the Sticky Fingers. Again, it features some of the best steals leaders, guys with the best hands, hence the Sticky Fingers. And if you look in the background, it's kind of like a honeycomb where it's sticky and it's honey. And if you look closely at the font, it's kind of like honey dripping in a digital. It's digital honey dripping. It sounds like a great band name, an alternative band from Seattle back in my early 90s heyday. Yeah, Dripping Honey Sticky Fingers. That sounds like a band. Dripping Digital Honeycomb. Anyway, over the last 1 month, this Topps Sticky Fingers has gone up considerably from $475 to $675 to $700. That's a 47% increase over the last 1 month. If you look at the last 3 months, it's even more noticeable. Again, it ran, it came down, and it ran right back up higher than it has been over the last 90 days. And so I like whoever picked it up at $475. That's a great pickup. I think the card is probably closer to a $600 to $700 card. A Pop 233, if we look at the Pop Report, 21% gem rate, and this card just hits. This card in the Enfuego, I don't know why, but I always sort of like see them together, like they're a pairing. You know, they have a similar appeal to them, similar color, a little different texture between the Topps and Topps Chrome, but I kind of put Sticky Fingers and Enfuego together. The last card on the list, you're not going to believe it, it's a Pop 900 billion. It's the 1989 Fleer PSA 10, Pop 1118. This card has been graded. Are you sitting down? 20,865 times by PSA, 3,000 by Beckett as well on the nose. 20,865 times by PSA. About 1 out of 20 gets a PSA 10 grade. There are 1,118 PSA 10s out there, and despite the fact there's a zillion of these cards, it's been pretty consistently up over the last 1 month. It was over here at around $810, jumped to $860, and then it's kind of meandered and trickled its way all the way consistently in the 900s, 940, 915, down to $895, and then all the way back to $1190. That seems high to me. Again, I don't like to disparage any Jordan cards, especially the Fleer run, right? 86 is iconic. 87 is crazy rare in PSA 10. 88's a pain in the ass to grade, and I just ripped a box. Trust me, it's hard to find those things centered. 89 is where it really starts to get overprinted. But this card, as a pop 1,118 card with a gem rate of 5%, again, that's 1 out of 20 by Cajun math, is now up to 1,190. This is an interesting card. If we look at it all time, you can see how preposterous this got when it got to $3,613. You heard me right. $3,613. That's a little bit confusing. Probably don't want to use that as your data point. It was consistently in the mid thousands, 1,400, mid four figures, 1,400, 1,500, something like that. Dipped all the way down here to where people were picking it up for $860. And now you can see this rise. Again, it's not a smooth line, but it's definitely a rise. Even over the last 6 months, it hit that dip. There's the dip. Since that dip of 650, it's never looked back. It has not gotten back to 650 since 3 days before Christmas. So we're looking at 3 consistent months of an upward trend, with the last sale being one of the highest over the last 90 days. So that's card number 5 on our hot and cold list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, not long, 16 minutes. I'm going to try to kill it by 17 minutes. If you like Jordan updates, you like the Jordan card market, you like 90s in general, this is a hot and cold list for Jordans. I'm considering doing a hot and cold list for maybe some Kobe's, maybe some Shaq's, maybe some other cards like that. Obviously, Jordan is always going to take priority on my channel, as it does in the card market, to be quite honest with you. You know, the hobby has kind of spoken. My viewers have kind of spoken. The Jordan content seems to get the most views. I'm going to keep pumping it out because that's what I care the most about, and you guys seem to watch it the most often and engage the most. And so Jordan's going to lead the way, but it's not going to be 100% Jordan going forward. We'll look at some hot and cold lists for some other cards in the 90s and maybe even the early 2000s, maybe even a LeBron hot and cold list. So all of you guys out there that are in that GOAT argument will have something to compare these Jordans to in the LeBron world. Anyway, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and consider it. It doesn't cost you anything. It's easy. It helps me out. It's free. You can help me buy my island so I can do content 24/7 and collect cards only for the rest of my life. Hit the like button. It actually helps me with the YouTube algorithm. One thing that you guys can do that I never ask you to do is send a text or send an Instagram message or post something on your Instagram or post something on your Facebook. Hey, Cajun Cardboard's dude down in Louisiana. He's starting to do a bunch of content, 8 to 10 videos a week. That's pretty rare in the hobby content world, super consistent. I can't stop talking about cards, and so you guys are going to reap the benefits and the rewards of that by just consuming as much as you're willing to watch. I appreciate all the time that you guys give me to watch the videos. I don't take any of you guys for granted. If there's any requests out there, I'm always open to new ideas, but I got some really cool stuff coming up on the near horizon. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.